And look at this, Togekiss has no health at all. And this Swampert is going for the most aggressive farm down in the history of Pokemon Go. I don't know why every single team I build is always so weak to Lapras. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, we do upload PvP content every single day, so please consider subscribing to the channel if you're into that type of content. And if you're a returning subscriber like Project MW Games, thank you for your support. So in today's video, we're going to be taking a look at a triple budget team. A lot of people in the comments have been saying I don't have the stardust or the candy for this legendary. I can't max this certain Pokemon like a Shiftry to level 40. What are some affordable options I can use? So we're going to take a look at that. First game here against Alvarito Owens, who is a very skilled trainer, has been on the leaderboard numerous times I believe, and he's going to lead a Escavalier into Swampert. So I am running Swampert in the lead, Togekiss and Gyarados in the back. Now all these Pokemon only cost 10,000 Stardust to get a second move. That is if you get the Togepi as a baby. And all of them will max out more or less under level 30. Assuming it's based on the IVs, but you could get all of them under level 30. So here we do get the shield off that Escavalier, and here I'm totally in Mega Horn range, and I honestly just expect this to be a drill run. I'm expecting to go drill run and then possibly Mega Horn if I shield. If I don't shield, double drill run, of course. So I let that go through. We survived. Risky play, but it worked. We do shield here because I believe I could get to one more Hydro Cannon, which is going to apply a lot of pressure to the Escavalier, which we do. But the opponent actually makes an amazing switch into Lapras there, which is a little bit unfortunate for us because we didn't have the move ready, so there was no CMP or anything. So great switch on their part, and they bring in the Lapras to tank that. And as you can already tell, the main problem with this team is that there isn't really any counter for Lapras here. Togekiss is going to be pretty weak to that ice damage, and Gyarados, of course, isn't that much better, but is the better option of the two in this particular case. So I do take the Ice Beam. I know it's going to hurt, but I could definitely tank it. And I'm kind of banking on my Togekiss in the back with the shield being able to win this match. So let's see what happens. Dragon Breath, as you could see, is still doing a lot of damage to this Lapras. And we actually did get to the crunch, but the Lapras, not sure if that was CMP tie, probably not, but the Lapras did beat us to it. And I didn't want to use the shield, so I bring the Togekiss, who is definitely in the range of farming down with Charm. So we do that. And let's see what they're going to bring in next. They bring in a Alolan Muk, so this is really bad for us. But you can see Charm is still doing a lot of damage, and I do have a shield. So I am expecting them to try and sack, which they do here, but I wasn't going to throw the charge move because I was debating whether or not I even needed to throw a charge move to have my best chance of winning this game. But now that he did sack that, or tried to sack that Escavalier, and I did not go for it, now I'm going to throw the charge move hoping for the buff. And here it's a really tricky spot because he has a lot of energy. And if he has a lot of energy, this has to be a Sludge Wave in my opinion, because he'll be able to get the 2 Sludge Waves. But it turns out he actually did not have as much energy as I thought, so he baited me with the Dark Pulse, and now it's pretty much a race to whether or not he can get to the charge move. He may be running Gunk Shot actually, which would take longer to get to. And if that was the case, that played a role in me being able to pull out that victory. So we did get pretty lucky there to pull off that win. And next matchup here is Heller 2-1-2-5, and we're gonna lead Swampert into Giratina. So let's see if this Giratina is running Dragon Breath or Shadow Claw. It's running Dragon Breath, so this is a pretty bad matchup for Swampert here. As you can see, both Togekiss and Gyarados in the back are both really good against the Giratina. So even Swampert has a pretty decent matchup. So this team is pretty Giratina proof for the most part. I switch into Gyarados here, and this Giratina is going to stay in for a bit to throw a charge move at us. And it is a Dragon Claw, I'm definitely going to take that. And they switch out into the Escavalier. So here I was thinking, okay, maybe I could get to the Hydro Pump, and if they don't shield, we're going to be in an amazing spot. So we go for the Hydro Pump here, and they do shield. So a little bit unfortunate, but that's fine. We're unlikely to get to another charge move here, so I'm actually just going to let this go down. Should be a drill run to KO the Gyarados. It is, so Gyarados is gone. And at this point, I actually bring back in the Swampert because I have energy on the Swampert and I wanted to apply a lot of pressure to this Escavalier. So we do get that, and I have another Hydro Cannon ready, but unfortunately I clicked Mud Shot, so I wasn't able to get back-to-back Hydro Cannons. That's going to allow this Escavalier to throw a charge move, which I figured would be another drill run, so I did not shield knowing that I could survive that. Mega Horn would have KO'd, but I was pretty sure that would have been a drill run. And now we get the Hydro Cannon off, so a little bit unfortunate there how that played out for us, but either way, we bring in the Togekiss against the Giratina. They switch into the Swampert. And as you can see, we have 2 shields, so this is actually a really good spot for us because Swampert needs to throw energy to win this match against the Togekiss. It cannot win by farming down because Mudshot's doing nothing. So I actually go here for the Ancient Power, just fishing for the boost, but as you can see, this may end up playing a role in me losing the match because it's an extra move that I don't get off. An extra charm I don't get off, and that could play a factor in him getting to 1 more Hydro Cannon, which could be huge in this game. So let's see what happens. As you see, he gets to it with 1 charm away. So if I hadn't gone for that Ancient Power, we would not have taken this Hydro Cannon damage, would have had more health for that Giratina in the back. And that Giratina is relatively healthy. So again, I go for another Ancient Power here, because at this point, like, I need the boost. But let's see if that would have played a role again, because if we did the charm, probably not. In that situation, probably not. But I tried to sack the Swampert, obviously, that did not work. Togekiss survives, but we weren't able to get off a charm there. And Swampert comes in, and because it's Dragon Breath, it's just so oppressive, and it totally destroys the Swampert. So definitely a winnable game, but a couple poor decisions on our part, and the opponent played very well to win that match. So here we are facing Obstagoon. So Swampert against Obstagoon, a very close matchup. I do prefer to be the Swampert in this scenario though. So this is going to be a Night Slash. This is very dependent on whether the Obstagoon is getting the attack buffs or not on the Night Slash. That could sway the game entirely. Yesterday when I was playing, every single Obstagoon was getting Night Slash buff. Every single Cresselia was getting attack debuff. It was pretty crazy. So law of averages will tell us that it won't happen today, but let's see. So Swampert here will take another Night Slash, and we are going to go for 1 more Hydro Cannon. This Obstagoon has a lot of health here, as you can see. So I should be in about 2 Hydro Cannon territory almost, not quite. And we actually don't beat the Obstagoon to this other Hydro Cannon, which is a little bit unfortunate. So I'm actually going to burn another shield here. And it was a CMP tie, so I will get off this Hydro Cannon here. And let's see if the Obstagoon chooses to burn a shield. It does not. So now it's actually in a farm down range. And very aggressive farm down, but we were able to do it. So this is great because the Swampert comes in. Even though we're down a shield, we're going to apply a lot of pressure here. And I love seeing Swampert come in because obviously both of our Pokemon are really good against it. So can I get to 1 more Hydro Cannon here? We actually are, but he made a great switch. But it's a Registeel though, so it's still going to do a decent chunk of damage. And I can now line up my Togekiss in the back with that Swampert and have my Gyarados out here for this Registeel. Even though we're down a shield, this is a really good position for us because that Togekiss is going to have a really good time with the Swampert, and Registeel is going to have a really bad time here with this Gyarados. So what I'm trying to do here is build up for the Hydro Pump and then bait the Crunch. So let's see if the opponent falls for it. They do not, they let it go through, but that's still fine because this is pretty much in Dragon Breath range now, more or less. Flash Cannon will not KO, Focus Blast will not KO. They both are relatively similar in terms of energy efficiency. And we are going to look to see if we can farm down, but it did not seem like we would, so I do go for the Crunch here. Let's see if the opponent chooses to burn a shield. They actually do, and he switches out into Swampert, so Swampert's going to KO the Gyarados here. And you would think that he has enough energy now on that Registeel, more or less, to throw a Flash Cannon at the Togekiss. So what I'm going to do here is completely farm down. And, well, we'll see if I completely farm down. I think I should be able to, though. I won't even get to a charge move before I farm down, most likely. And then we should have energy ready for a move onto the Registeel. Registeel's going to come in. And I actually go for the Ancient Power here. So we should have been fine there. With the Swampert in the back, could have much shot down regardless if it had chosen to throw the Flash Cannon there. But I did bring up the trade just in case it survived that Ancient Power somehow. So we end up taking this game here. Moving into the next match against Mexecutioner 19. And we are going to be leading Swampert into the Lapras. So this is a pretty awful lead. And I don't know why every single team I build is always so weak to Lapras. So I'm just going for the Earthquake here. And looking at this team now, it's actually quite weak to Lapras and quite weak to Articuno. So those are two Pokemon you definitely would not want to see. Maybe some alternatives you could consider in the lead for Swampert might be like a Charizard. I think that would actually do quite well, Charizard, Togekiss, and Gyarados line. So we did actually get off that Earthquake, which was huge for us. And now instead of building up to another Earthquake, I'm just going to go for Hydro Cannons here. This match has actually become very decent because we landed that Earthquake. So I'm just going to keep applying pressure here with the Hydro Cannons. Let's see what this Lapras chooses to do. Lets that one go through. And it looks like it's trying to farm us down with the Ice Shard, which it successfully did. A little bit unfortunate. I was considering switching out there to Gyarados and try to Dragon Breath, but I didn't think I'd be able to Dragon Breath it down before it gets to Charge Move anyway, so chose to not do it, stay in. Bring in the Gyarados now. We do catch the Ice Beam. Unfortunately, this may be another Ice Beam, but I was hoping it's only a Surf, but he probably had 100 energy more or less. He didn't, so it's actually only a Surf, which was great for us. So amazing, great shielding there to catch my move. He actually switched out into Giratina, which is a pretty bad mistake, but I could understand the switch because you would probably assume that people aren't running 2 or even debatably 3 counters for Giratina in their line. So just a little bit unfortunate on their part that my whole team kind of hard counters, well, not hard counters, but Togekiss definitely does, but they all counter Giratina more or less. And here I'm going for a very aggressive farm down. And as you can see, I know this one's going to be a Dragon Claw. That's the only reason I didn't shield, because Shadow Sneak would have actually hurt. But that had to be a Dragon Claw there. And look, we barely have any health, but we did farm down. We have energy now. And the Lapras comes in. Honestly, I don't even want to take an Ice Shard here. That's why I was clicking the Charge Move no matter what it was. Even though I could have farmed down Charm, I did not want to risk getting the Ice Beam. I wanted to get the Charge Move off. And look at this. Togekiss has no health at all. And this Swampert is going for the most aggressive farm down in the history of Pokemon Go. So we go for the Ancient Power here. And it does nothing. We didn't get the boost. Imagine if we got the boost there. This Swampert would have got KO'd just from Charms. So the Swampert is pretty much done now. It should have thrown the Hydro Cannon for sure. I would have probably shielded, to be honest. But at this point, I'm not going to shield the first one. Second one, I have to shield here. And we are definitely now in Dragon Breath range. So that Swampert's greed definitely... I mean, it was in a tough spot anyways, but we just beat it and didn't go for the opponent's shield. So D-Ruts 12 is here in this next matchup. And we will be leading Swampert into the Registeel. And obviously a very favorable matchup for us. So the opponent switches out into Giratina, which you love to see with this team, because we're just going to hard counter that with the Togekiss. And this is the one time where you love to see Giratina with the Dragon Breath, because the Shadow Claw variant is actually a lot worse for Togekiss. So we're just going to town here on the Giratina, and I have the Ancient Power ready, but I'm not going for it. That was really weird. If you replay that, you could see that Charm didn't do any damage to the Giratina, the last one. It's probably going to come through now. Yeah, it did. Came in late, but it's kind of weird still. Registeel comes in, so I had the Flamethrower ready. I wanted to make sure it was Registeel before throwing it, but we were so low that it was a little bit risky. And we do get the shield, so this is totally fine. And these Charms still do a decent chunk. The Registeel's probably going to go for a farm down here, I would imagine. It does, so it has a lot of energy stored. And you could actually debate bringing in Gyarados or Swampert here. I actually bring in Swampert, and I choose not to shield this, and he actually goes for the Flash Cannon, so he was definitely trying to bait me there, and I didn't go for it. And now he brings in his own Swampert, and I have so much energy on my own that I'm just going to throw 2 Hydro Cannons and switch out into the Gyarados, and basically we're going to be in an amazing situation at that point. We have 2 shields still too, so that Registeel is going to have a really hard time. It's 2 shields to 0 here, and we have basically 2 really good counters to the remainder of his team. So as you can see, if you run into a team like this, with this team, you're going to do really well, and the opponent actually chooses to back out. So a very dominant win there. And OR Burger is up next. Kind of want a hamburger now. So Swampert into Shadow Articuno. This is probably the worst lead we are going to see with this team. I don't even know what to switch into here. Like, I pull up my chair, like, what do I do? I'm screwed. So I decided to bring in the Gyarados, which is Not much better. Look how much an Icy Wind does. From a Shadow Articuno to a Gyarados. That is crazy. And now we're debuffed. And at this point, honestly, like, the game is over. Which is so sad to think that one Pokemon in the game's over. I chose to shield just to get this crunch, which is already resisted. Sorry, not resisted, debuffed rather, I should say. My attack has been debuffed already. And I throw the crunch. It literally does nothing. And we're gonna get farmed down here. And yeah, this is looking absolutely horrible. So I bring in Swampert now. And Swampert's gonna get debuffed. So this is just a disaster. And I go for the Hydro Cannon here. The main problem here is that this team literally cannot counter Articuno. So now I get off one more Hydro Cannon. The Articuno, as you see, is just, it's burning all its shields. It knows. The opponent knows that I can't do anything to this Articuno. It probably thinks I have Giratina in the back. So he's correctly shielding everything and just going to town on my entire team. This is going to be pretty much an Articuno sweep here. So Swampert will finally... No, we didn't even KO it. It survived and he switched out. Amazing. So now he has it as a sack swap technically. That Articuno put in some damn work. Honestly, I want a Shadow Articuno so bad. I don't have one. I don't have Shadow Articuno or Shadow Zapdos. I didn't finish those quests on time. So I only got the Moltres. And Cresselia comes in here, obviously. There's nothing we can do. Flamethrower obviously is better in this situation, but it's not like it's going to make a difference, so I was just fishing for the boost. And look at that, we get the boost. We get the boost when we don't need it. So, a very pointless and waste of a boost. We actually survived that Moonblast. And just makes the opponent's win even that more impressive. He could go tell all his friends, hey, I just swept the team with a Shadow Articuno and the opponent got a boost and I still swept. Man, that guy sucked. That's what he's thinking about me, not him. He was great. I sucked. So Doma Manito is up next. I believe this is match number 5 of this set. So Swampert versus Registeel here. Amazing lead. You love to see it. Switches into Swampert of his own, which is just as good to be honest. And obviously here, this is a really good situation because I'm going to get off this Hydro Cannon and switch into the Togekiss. And Togekiss is going to wall the Swampert more or less. And I'm going to take all the damage because he has a Registeel. I don't want the Registeel to be lined up with the Togekiss. And I would prefer my Togekiss be as low health as possible for that Registeel. So that's why I'm choosing not to shield anything here. And my Togekiss is going to be able to farm down. Look at this, Togekiss is so low, but I know I could farm down because Mudshot does nothing. So we're able to farm down. Let's see if I could get to a Flamethrower here before the Registeel can farm us down. He actually brings in Cresselia. So I was trying to go for the Flamethrower, but it did not look like I would get to it. So I'm like, screw it, let's just go for the Ancient Power. Get at least some damage off. Maybe we'll get another pointless boost here. No, we don't. So Psycho Cut will KO. And at this point, it's Cresselia and Registeel. So I'm going to bring in the Gyarados here against Cresselia. And this isn't the greatest match, of course, but obviously I want to line up. I mean, you can line up either Gyarados or Swampert in the back. He actually has Grass Knot, so it's a good thing I brought in Gyarados because my Swampert would have got knocked out there because I wasn't going to be shielding the first move from the Cresselia. I always forget it has Grass Knot actually, and it's very rare to see it in Ultra League. So, okay, Grass Knot comes through. This is probably going to be another Grass Knot maybe. It is, okay, so I chose to shield that. And he switches into Registeel, so I'm going to bring back in the Swampert here. And obviously the first charge move is not going to KO the Swampert. Does a lot though, that Focus Blast. Really missing my Articuno right now with those Icy Wind debuffs. So I'm going to go for the Earthquake right away here. I know I could get to at least 2 Earthquakes, so there's no point to really just be messing around here. He lets it go through, which is pretty crazy. And I thought I would be able to beat him to that Hydro Cannon, so I actually clicked on it, which is brutal because I would have shielded this and then farmed down with Mudshot. But I did click on the Hydro Cannon CMP ties, so very unfortunate. I don't click any bubbles. And amazingly, it does not KO. A no bubble Hydro Cannon. He actually survived, so I got one Mudshot off, which was great. And the Cresselia comes back in. I need to get off this Hydro Cannon here because this game's actually really close right now. And I switch into the Gyarados here to take this hit, just because I'm pretty sure I could get to the Hydro Cannon with that Swampert. Grass Knot is not going to KO. Can I get to the Crunch? This is going to be critical. I am able to get to the Crunch, so now the game's pretty much over. The Cresselia would have to commit to a farm down here to have energy to KO that Swampert, which is not going to be able to happen because it got so low after that Crunch. And we end up taking that game, and we went 4-1 in that final set there with this team. So overall, it's a pretty good team, very nice budget team, and you could still win without Legendaries in Go Battle League apparently. These are 2500, 2600 ranked battles. So if you guys enjoyed this video, please consider leaving a like, commenting, subscribing to the channel. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.